I'm joined by Will Hugall, who's normally behind the camera. So Will, a great 3-1 comeback. What's your take on the game?
Well, I thought it was a pretty interesting game, to be fair. I thought in the first half we probably bossed the midfield, but didn't quite get those golden chances, and then obviously Kirby got their golden chance in sort of 25th minute or so, stuck it away, credit to them, that was a good goal. And I would have hoped that we got the goal back before half time, but we didn't quite get it, and then that kind of led into a second half where at the start of it didn't look like it would be our day, but by the end, sort of a magical 15-minute spell or so, sort of won the game for us. So yeah, really pleased in the end.
And we've become almost a team of second half comebacks in this league. What do you credit as being the reason behind these comebacks?
Well, we were chatting about this about half time, to be fair, and I think it is the impact of the half time talking to, we'll phrase it that way, from Glenn and Marco and Mick, and I'm sure Shuey's got a few words to say as well. Obviously there's some tactical things to adjust to, I think. We tend to start games slow, for whatever reason that is, maybe just sort of adjusting to the opposition. We kind of expect to boss games a little bit, and we kind of have to take a back foot sometimes when the opposition offer a bit more than we think. But we've always come good in the last few games, sort of 11 games unbeaten now, so couldn't really be happier with it, and long may it roll on if it means we get the playoffs.
Obviously Radford play on grass, most teams in the league play on grass, this is 4G. Do you think that had an effect on the game and the players?
I think so. I think chatting to the players afterwards, Joe Meakin, Jordan, they both said it's quite hard running around for 90 minutes on this kind of pitch. It seems to take a bit more energy away. I know the rubber crumb is particularly painful on your feet from playing on it myself. But I think as a whole it kind of changed our style a bit. We were forced to play a bit more of a cuter passing game than normal, than we certainly would at home anyway. And for some players that benefited them, for some players maybe not so much, but in the end obviously we came away with it, so yeah, happy again, and I think the players did really well to adjust.
And there's one key moment I want to highlight, which is a clash between their goalkeeper and one of their players that led to our second goal. On the sideline, obviously watching the game, did you have an opinion of it?
I thought, to be fair, it wasn't a foul from either team, and I think the referee managed it really well, as he did most of the game. I know a few people have different opinions of the referee from this game, but I think on the whole, as a young ref, presumably new to this level, he managed it really well, and that decision I couldn't argue with from my viewpoint. I think the goalkeeper went over Craig Meakin and got the ball, so fair challenge. We didn't foul him in any way, he didn't foul us. Ball fell to Fitz, and all he had to do was stick it over. Well, I say all he had to do, I wouldn't be able to do it, but he stuck it over the goalie, and yeah, credit to him for that, great finish.
And with that game and other results going our favour, this means Radford are now in the playoffs as we approach the end of the season. Do you think we can do it?
The next 4 games are going to be so tense, I know that. I think Tuesday night, Birstall at home is massive. At least a draw, and obviously in an ideal world a win from that will give us so much momentum going in the last 3 games, and obviously 3 away games to finish the season are going to be so hard, and especially when they're packed into such a tight schedule as well. But I think with the squad that we've got, a few players coming back, players in form right now, unbeaten run continuing, I wouldn't bet against us. I think we're going to make it.
So Birstall's the next game, which is at home, and our final home game of the season. We have St Andrews at the last day. Do you know who the other teams are?
So we got Saffron next Saturday as well, haven't we? And yeah, St Andrews last week, and Dunkirk in the final week of the season as well. So yeah, they're going to pose a really great threat. I think all of them have got quality to show at the moment. They're obviously going to be fighting for their lives. They've still got stuff to prove. They don't want to end the season on any lows. I mean, particularly Birstall, they've still got a player fight even tougher than ours maybe with their games in hand. They've got to make the most of their games. So yeah, they're going to be huge games, they're going to be tough games, but we're going to give it our all, and with the depth that we've got, I think a few players coming back, I think we'll make it.
And one final question. Obviously there's rumours floating about of Glenn and Marco potentially leaving the club at the end of the season. Do you think games like this would pull them back towards staying?
Yeah, I think nights like this, reflecting on wins like this, being with the squad, such a great group of players, and getting playoffs, who knows what can happen in the playoffs. I think we'll be smarter from our experience last season, so I would back us to win it. I know all of the teams that are going to be in there are going to be really tough ones. We've had great clashes against them this season, but I'd love to see Marco and Glenn stay, and I think that would be much easier if we get promoted, so fingers crossed we get that.